Hi, I'm Carl Azus. If you've ever played Guitar Hero, we've got a great story for you today on CNN Student News. But first things first. A primetime news conference for President Obama, his first one since moving into the Oval Office. No surprise, the economy took center stage in last night's address. The president made the case for his $838 billion stimulus plan, which the Senate could vote on later today. He believes the country can't afford to wait.
The federal government is the only entity left with the resources to jolt our economy back into life. It is only government that can break the vicious cycle where lost jobs lead to people spending less money, which leads to even more layoffs. And breaking that cycle is exactly what the plan that's moving through Congress is designed to do.
Well, the economic crisis is being felt across the country. Hundreds of thousands of Americans are losing their jobs. And according to a new survey, 25% of companies plan to freeze employee pay. With times like this, many people are looking for ways to cut back. But what happens to the industries that depend on people spending money? Jessica Yellen explores the ripple effects.
The first ripple hit Erica Allen 2 weeks ago. She was laid off from her job with an interior design firm in Virginia. People are cutting back on home improvements.
Interior design work is kind of slow, so I'm looking for other options.
She's young, in debt, trying to be positive, but she's worried about her mortgage, paying her bills, her money.
Not going out to eat, not going just any kind of entertainment. Didn't go see the new Underworld movie.
You wanted to?
Yeah.
Her cutbacks are rippling out. Look at local restaurants.
And how much is business off?
Maybe 15%, I would say.
That's a big chunk.
Yeah.
Is that your profit?
Yes, so, yeah.
Layoffs?
We didn't let anybody go yet. We're hope for the best.
But to be safe, this restaurant owner is saving money by eating at home.
Well, we don't eat out a lot. We just watch a lot of TV.
Another ripple? If you're not working like Erica, you cut back on dry cleaning.
How is business now?
Very slow. Yeah, too bad.
Down how much?
More than 20% now.
Remember Erica's decision to cut back on movies? Here's the ripple. She's not alone. Companies that make movies and gadgets have been hard hit. The Sony Corporation has seen its value drop more than 50% in the last 6 months. And you've got to wonder how this is hitting the supermarket with changes like this.
Well, not buying, shrimp, salmon, any really healthy, yummy foods like that. More just Tony's Pizza and just kind of off-brands.
All right, switching gears now. Kyle wrote in our blog that if athletes get caught using steroids, they should just come out and say what they did wrong. Well, that is exactly what Alex Rodriguez did last night. In an interview with ESPN, the baseball star confessed to using performance-enhancing drugs from 2001 to 2003. A recent Sports Illustrated report revealed that Rodriguez tested positive for steroids in 2003. During yesterday's interview, Rodriguez said, quote, "I felt an enormous amount of pressure, felt all the weight of the world on top of me to perform at a high level every day." He apologized for using the banned substances, saying, "I'm very sorry and deeply regretful. I'm sorry for that time. I'm sorry to my fans." Well, even though performance-enhancing steroids are illegal, Derek says baseball is entertainment and that all players should be able to take performance-enhancing drugs. They're merely the latest technology. That is not how most other folks on our blog feel. Swayze says, "It's not fair for one guy to work his hardest in the weight room and another take steroids and be just as big without the work." Kyle calls steroids the downfall of baseball. All those caught faking their bulk deserve to lose all recognition in the sport. From Bill, there are kids out there who believe in you pro players. If you let them down, you should be ashamed of yourself. And Annabelle says steroid users are kind of cheating because the steroids make them do better. And I don't think it's fair for the baseball players who don't do steroids.
Time for the shout out. What is the chemical symbol for lead? If you think you know it, shout it out. Is it LD, FE, LE, or PB? You've got 3 seconds. Go! The symbol for lead is PB, an abbreviation for the Latin word for the element plumbum. That's your answer, and that's your shout-out.
Lead can be toxic, especially if you're exposed to too much of it. You might remember headlines last year about toys being recalled because they were contaminated by the element. Well, a new law aims to reduce that risk for young children, and it goes into effect today. But as Kate Baldwin explains, it might bring unintended consequences for some retailers.
At a time when people are relying more on secondhand stores because of the economy, Maryland thrift store manager Marilyn Seitz isn't celebrating.
I don't want to sell something that's going to put me in jail. And so since there's just no way I could go through all this.
After a wave of highly publicized tainted toy recalls last year, Congress stepped in, passing the Consumer Product Safety Improvement Act, aimed at protecting children. As part of the law, new federal lead limits take effect Tuesday, banning lead content beyond minute levels, 600 parts per million, in any product for kids 12 and younger. Now, it's not only illegal to manufacture lead-laced products, but also illegal to sell them, no matter when they were made. Stores could be fined up to $100,000 per violation.
Is this law have the potential of just putting you and many thrift stores out of business?
Yes. Yes. And that's the bottom line.
The National Association of Resale and Thrift Shops claims some of the tens of thousands of secondhand stores across the country are preparing to shut their doors out of fear.
This has gotten so serious, and it is so frightening because we serve consumers that sometimes have no other way to clothe their children.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission, the agency implementing the sweeping law, acknowledges, while well-intended, the new rules are confusing.
With the economy the way it is right now, we all are concerned about safety, but we don't want to unnecessarily be impacting jobs and businesses.
The Commission is allowing manufacturers an extra year to comply with testing requirements, but can't offer a reprieve for selling restricted products. So what does that mean for Marilyn Seitz?
We're
in a classic between a rock and a hard place.
You're not kidding, right? That's a shame. And I see my customers that really want these things and need these things. You could wipe out a whole industry.
The law is supposed to protect kids, but Seitz fears her business may become an unintended casualty. Kate Baldwin, CNN, Washington.
And finally today, you guitar heroes out there know that it takes some shredding to unleash your inner rock legend. Well, there's this one young musical master out there who has you and me and everyone else on the planet beat. Sandra Hernandez of affiliate KDAF introduces us to this monster of rock.
14-year-old Danny Johnson of Grapevine set a new Guinness World Record by scoring nearly 1 million points with a rendition of Through the Fire of Flames. Guitar Hero is one of the fast-growing music-based video games, and this is the game's most difficult song.
The only thing I'm really thinking is don't miss a note or else you're gonna mess up pretty bad.
People just don't really realize, what a talented kid he is. I mean, he does play music. He writes his own music. There's several songs on YouTube that he wrote. I mean, when he was 10, 11, 12 years old.
Danny can play a real guitar. He's only had 6 piano lessons.
My dad showed me a few things on the drums, but I pretty much taught myself in 2 days.
He also plays the saxophone and oboe. This 14-year-old is homeschooled and excels in math. He knows Thai, Laos, and Vietnamese, but music is his passion.
I hear something and I try to match the notes and I just start playing it.
Very smart boy, and he, talented, and I'm just proud of him.
Danny is very modest and very competitive.
Records are meant to be broken, so if somebody actually does break the record, I will try to defend it.
In Grapevine, Sandra Hernandez for CNN.
Danny actually broke his controller while he was setting that world record. Must have been on a power cord. Woo! For CNN Student News, I'm Carl Azuz.